Imagine this. You're in your 30s, living the life you've always wanted, financially free, stress-free, and ready to seize every opportunity. Now imagine the opposite. The stress of living paycheck to paycheck, a mountain of debt, and the crushing feeling that you missed your chance. Scary, right? Well, the difference between these two realities often comes down to the decisions you make in your 20s. These years can either set you up for financial freedom or lock you in a cycle of bad money habits. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 financial mistakes to avoid in your 20s that can either make or break your journey toward wealth and freedom. Stick around because mistake number 5 is the one most people overlook, and it could cost you the most in the long run. Now, unless you have a money tree growing in your backyard, spoiler alert, we all wish, we've got some work to do. Let's dive in. 1. Living beyond your means. Here's a hard truth. Lifestyle inflation will kill your wealth-building dreams. You start earning and suddenly you feel the need to upgrade everything. Better phone, better clothes, fancier dinners. Before you know it, you're living paycheck to paycheck, despite a solid income. Think about it. One emergency, like a medical bill or job loss, and you're thrown into debt. Scary, right? Your 20s are when you need to master living below your means, so you can save and invest in your future. It's not about deprivation, it's about delaying gratification for bigger rewards. Speaking of rewards, let's talk about another sneaky way your future wealth is at risk. 2. Not investing early. The worst thing you can do in your 20s is think, I'll start investing later. Time is your biggest ally. The power of compounding works magic when you start early, even with small amounts. If you wait until your 30s or 40s, you'll miss out on years of growth that could have skyrocketed your wealth. Just imagine, investing 5,000 rupees a month in your 20s could grow into lakhs by the time you're in your 40s thanks to compounding. But delay that by a decade and you'll need to invest double or triple the amount to catch up. Time is slipping. Don't let it pass you by. Have you ever thought, what would my future self thank me for? Well, they definitely thank you for this next tip. 3. Relying on debt for instant gratification. Here's a trap that's way too easy to fall into. Credit card debt, pay later, and EMI. Whether it's for new clothes or the latest iPhone, relying on debt for things you don't need right now can drag you into a cycle that's hard to escape. You swipe now, but you'll be paying later with interest. That 30,000 rupees you spent on impulse can turn into 50,000 rupees before you know it. Debt is a sneaky thief, and if you let it, it'll rob your future self of financial peace. But it's not just about debt. It's also about having a safety net when things go south. 4. Ignoring emergency funds. Here's one thing that might surprise you. Over 60% of Indians don't have enough savings to cover basic emergencies. An emergency fund isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. You need at least 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up to weather life's unexpected storms. Fear mixed with empowerment. Imagine losing your job tomorrow. What's your safety net? If you don't have one, the stress alone could cripple your ability to make good decisions. But having an emergency fund is like giving yourself permission to breathe, even in the toughest times. But all of this might be useless if you don't avoid this last mistake. This one could cost you more than anything else. 5. Not setting financial goals. This mistake might not seem obvious, but it's a big one. Without clear financial goals, you're like a ship without a compass. You'll drift aimlessly, spending without purpose, saving without direction, and ultimately feeling frustrated. Setting smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, gives your money a mission. Whether it's saving 1 lakh rupees for your emergency fund, investing for retirement, or buying your first home, these goals give you clarity and motivation. Now that you know what mistakes to avoid, it's time to take action. Remember, the choices you make today will either build your future or break it. Speaking of which, there's one powerful tool you can start using right now to grow your wealth, and that's the power of compounding. Imagine your money working for you while you sleep. Sounds amazing, right? Well, in my next video, I break down the magic of compounding and how you can use it to fast-track your wealth. So, If you're ready to take your financial game to the next level, click the video on the end screen right now. Your future self will definitely thank you for it. Power of compounding, how to grow your wealth fast.